Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you actually how I actually go through my boards to pick which ones I build for my flag. I had a lot of emails wanting to know how I actually separated them and how I got the different types of wood grain. So like I said before, when I build flags, I build multiple of them at a time. I cut hundreds of boards at a time. The way I get my flags ready to be painted, it's really time consuming. I do run all the boards through a planer. I know you're going to ask, well, why do you sand them if you run them through a planer? Well, after you run about 1700 boards through that planer, and then obviously some of the boards have knots in them. So these knots here will actually, after you run them through the blade and the blade hits one of these knots, after a while it'll put a little indentation in it, and then you will have the boards that will have little lines through them because there's a gap of the blade missing. Well, when I first started this, I actually went and bought a new set of blades every time it happened. Well, it got really expensive. A set of blades for the planer cost right about 60 bucks. So what I do about once a year, I'll replace the blades. I will keep the old ones and I will mark them. So when I do eventually get some little spots where the teeth are broke, I will switch the blades up in different positions. That way it does kind of, knock it out. It doesn't get the groove all the way out, but sometimes it does. It gets it down to where I can actually sand it. Is that the right way to do it? Probably not, but I don't want to spend 60 bucks every time I get a little groove inside the blade. So it's just easy for me to go ahead and run everything through it, and then I'll bring them over here and I will sit here and sand each one of them one by one. Actually, I'll show you that here in just a second. So so that's kind of the way I prepare my boards. Once again, I know a lot of people say, well, that's way too much time into it. You can just buy them 1x4s and do it this way. I've tried it that way when I first started. I didn't like the way the flags came out, so that's why I do it this way. I just choose it because they're a lot smoother and it makes the flags come out look really nice after you put 2 or 3 coats of polyurethane on it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I actually separate everything and put them in different categories. So when I actually start sanding them and getting them smooth, there will be 4 different categories in the wood grains, and I'll show you that as we go. It's probably going to take a little bit to zoom it in, but just work with me and I'll show you how I actually separate them and choose what wood grain goes in what pile. So let's get to it. So here's the deal. I have a small shop, so I have to move boards all over the shop just to get everything prepared, especially when I do a large batch. It's just so many boards and just not enough room. That's what takes the most time to get the boards in the right place. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I do it. So as you can see, I just sanded them, and it just makes them real smooth, get the lines out of them. You see the different types of wood grain, the different directions. You've got just the flat smooth ones, and then you got some with the partial lines, and then you got some with this straight, just straight lines. So when I separate them, all the boards with the partial lines like these will go together. This is the wood grain that I would prefer to make my flags out of, but you just don't get to choose when you're getting your 2x4s and cutting them. You just don't know how the wood grain is going to come out, so you just hope for the best. Sometimes I'll cut a whole bunch of them and I don't get enough to match up, and so I end up putting them to the side and wait until I get another batch of boards. But you can see how these are got the darker wood grains here. I'll actually put them in a group together, and the ones with the larger, this one ain't a very good one, but it's got larger wood grain lines. I'll put them together in a group. Alright guys, so the tools I'm using here, the Roby sander. I've had that sander ever since I started. It's been a great sander. I use a 3M mask, and not only do I use the mask, I also have a dust collector here. I keep it running as I'm sanding, so it sucks up a lot of the dust. So it's not as dusty in the shop as it used to be, but now that I got the dust collector, it does an amazing job. So the tools I'm using, I'll leave a link below. And then I also got to tell you that if you do click on that link and you purchase something, I do get a kickback on it, a small percentage. I mean, probably 50 cents for $10. I don't even know what the percentage is, but yeah, if you click on that link and you purchase that, or you purchase something within 24 hours, I do get a kickback on it. So I just got to let you know that if you do click on it. But so I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up, and then afterwards I'm gonna sort them, and then they'll be moved over to the paint side. So here's the deal, guys. I know it's really time consuming, but after putting all the time into it, it comes out really good. I mean, the wood's really smooth, so when you put your flag together, it just all butts up and matches up really good. Like I said, when I ship one of these flags out of here, I want to make sure it's good enough that I would put it up on my wall. Not only that, I just really enjoy putting the craftsmanship in each one of these flags. Because here's the deal, I can look at any flag and tell if it's mine, the way it's made, the way it looks, and I imagine everyone out there that makes them can do it as well. So if you're interested in one of these flags, go to our website, rusticwoodwork.org, and you can purchase one of these flags. If you want information on how to make your flags, same thing, send me an email. I don't have any problem helping anybody, telling them measurements, or giving them ideals, or maybe you got an ideal that I can use to help me out, because here's the deal, I'm by far not a professional at this. I still get information from people that emails me, and I may use it. If it works out good for me, I'll use it. Like I say, this is more or less a hobby for me, but it's the last couple of years has turned into almost a full-time job. Like last night, I got off at 11 o'clock. Well, I come out to the shop and I work out here until about 3:30 in the morning. I go in and then I start working on my YouTube stuff, my videos, editing. And so this morning I got to bed about almost 5:45, and here it is right at 11 o'clock. So it's just an ongoing thing. But so if you want something, you got to work for it. It ain't gonna come to you. You're gonna have to work your rear end off for each and everything. And that's what I want. I mean, in the future, I want my woodworking to eventually be what I do full-time, and then YouTube as well. I really enjoy it because it gives me more time with my family, and I just really enjoy interacting with each and every one of y'all that leave comments. We truly read each and every one of the comments and answer them. May not be that day, but we do get to them. So at times it can get frustrating, the YouTube stuff, it's all new to me. We started here about 3 or 4 months ago. We kind of got up to 2,500 subscribers or 2,600 subscribers, and it's kind of stuck there. We'll get 3 or 4, and then for some reason 10 or 15 of them will leave our channel. So, but you know, here's the deal. I just don't want people to subscribe to my channel just to be subscribed. I want the people to enjoy my family, enjoy what we do. So if you like stuff like this, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Check that notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our latest videos. And share this video with all your friends. Thank you, and God bless you.